Right. So hey guys. So this is the 10 minutes speaking. Let's start it. Our brain constantly changes. Every second is changing. Every experience is changing. If I pull your brain up your head, if I disembark your urethra with a wand and hold your brain in my hand, it's not going to do anything. I mean, all day long. You did nothing. Your body will function. No genomic activation. Nothing will happen. It will change who's done. But the fact that you are alive and haven't done that. The only reason your brain and genes aren't doing anything is because of your thinking, feeling, and choosing. If firing them up if the switch on your thinking, feeling, and choosing, switches your genes on, your own thinking, feeling, and choosing, it doesn't matter. I factor that the part that we are not have not done enough research on it that after 30 years myself researching. Got to focus that because otherwise I can use my brain as an excuse for everything which is today and when really you can make the relationship don't actually require the goal is not the cost to set up that's not those are effects. It can be raised the same somehow someone's experience, some challenge, some different between. Everything be identical, the same experience. By 20 years old, I can still view the world in different ways than you did from birth. You don't read from birth. All the differences why the studies of political things where you have done what is in old age and one is it advanced and so more pretty when it goes to along and how you know perceive things makes your body like work for against you. Your mind is moving through your brain. Your brain builds the perception physically into your brain. So you're thinking, feeling, choosing moment to moment of every day. And if you have a scenario, we are constantly seeing a negative of so if I have now minus 3 days constantly talk in a certain way, I have built a very strong tree in my brain. A tree is a thought. Our thoughts are still things. They look like trees. They occupy metal real estate. They made up proteins. I agree there 100% totally. Right now, you are growing at a speed of 400 billion actions you are completing my growth and so listeners into tree in the brain. But now, if we've done something for years, you thought away for years because of experience, because of environment. So there's nurture you born with this wildlife design. We nurture environment and all other stuff we right. Plus I factor two things going through some life, but how they think it so each experience is not adding more layers to my initial course. So I am born with him perceiving. I may perceive the two things. I perceive or receive receive in this way, teaching work within your brain, and as you keep thinking in that present way, still you strengthen. What do you think about the most grow in the toxic? That, that's a pardon. I fully see that. You can change a person very easily to stand back and absorb your own thinking because this neuroscience designed is kind of basics of that. You can stand back and observe your own thinking. You can show your what can you see? Being negative, being negative. Can you see that is you can keep so by showing people this always so to see if we choose to do that. If someone has done something and they've been doing for 163 days, they have wired a pattern into the brain like pathways called toxic states where I use this. It's been brought into all computers and those computers have been very established. It's not 1 days to belong to memory. It takes 63 days minimum to build a habit, not in 1 day that we've been told. Because anything after that could go into sports level. So if I have for 6 years being guardian, I'm a sports guardian, it doesn't mean that who I am is who I've become. So I can unbecome. It's hard work. I'm gonna have a lot of my work. I'm gonna have to do a lot of mind management. But I have the advertisement right now, management to use emotional signals, especially anxiety. I use that to find out which cause of why I'm so negative. Now, even a long term can be recontextualized. That means I always way, so some example, someone sees the glass of empty and if you've seen that, in this line, people are just just always uses negative words. In business meeting, they just always see the negative. But a person can change. They become a person in negative, but they can actually run brighter. They can get to the point where a lot of hard work that you go to the true path of doing it, which you don't want that in a case, and you can reverse the process. So the first step. First of all, gather. Gather. That's a big word for embrace, acknowledge. Embrace an issue, you accept the issue. Second one is reflect. Basically, reflection is part. It is the most painful part. Is like a certain you say the friend to another friend. And also that we have got to foster the patient to hear them to the pain before going to hurt you. To hear you, that's a very is the core process. It's hard. I'm not lying, but it's good. And it takes time. It's a cycle of 21 days. So the process is the reflection of your basic trying to check back to necessarily, but why am I doing this? I usually in your change, you look in your change, your patterns. So the first thing is start is to take, okay, I'm depressed with the emotional warning signal, but it's got physical warning signals. Simply embracing the emotional and physical warning signals from environment and from the yourself. You can then think about these. Why am I negative? Why am I always breast why? Once you go through that process of self-reflection, get to the point where you can sort of find it to the everyday is a little bit of the point where you find okay, but maybe this is the end of 7 days. See, I'm answering because I'm actually trying to be a perfectionist. I'm trying to control everything in my environment. And it's not quite working out. Maybe this is because there's a tumor that they never dealt with. The third thing is got to just really process what we've got to do is we've got to make our brain to stop. The process or when you write, you blank out a lot of and when I say write a lot, it's basically turn it on the page. Because you see my sequence that I've been allowed to do is about a minute and a half to 2 minutes doing each of these, so you start up per minute and a half. You reflect for a minute and a half. You write for a minute and a half. And then you would recheck. And recheck is the process where you go back and look the patterns or triggers. What does it mean? So if you think of that, we come aware of something going on. I am reflecting why my swimming something to get it for 2 minutes and a half, and we must move on. If you write it down, a bunch of jump order you write down. You check if you jump on, you get some level of order. Then you go to you get that level of audience. Okay, what's my little tiny task for today? It's made as simple as when I feel this anxiety coming on, I'm gonna come back to the last day. I'm gonna only worry about this tonight at 6 o'clock. The next and a half, there's only a little bit of information you've gathered, which is point you got most every day. Everything every day we can solve it or know most, but in the long run, these things change over time. If you try, feel so quick, you can get there. It's a process you have to dig out of your non-consciousness. It's a deep, investigative, detective process that you're doing. Let's say now that you start seeing, okay, that's already because this one. I'm going to glance off. Maybe it could be maybe. So what can I do today? As the actively reach, active reach, and active reach is then if I see that it's going to take worrying thing, I just okay when I'm worrying, I just go down to the play. I'm stuck and getting to know. So okay, worry all people out there. I feel just go out and actually never stop worrying. So cool. What's my active reach? As I worry, that's hit me in the face. And when it's like, okay, this is worry, I can't do it now. I'm gonna do it tonight. So now it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I do it at 6 o'clock tonight. As you go through the day, this is that, but also that happens you take advantage away from the worry. Every thought you build is a real living thing. It has energy, foreign energy. So if I take this worry toxic, I say, okay, keep wired to you in the process. I'm not going to do this and to discipline yourself. We're talking about even the time is called tonight. Come to our letters and let the room lost energy. Back in the 80s, I was trained. The brain couldn't change and challenge that with the core. Brain injuries like major burn of binary structures and solutions and to liberate an institutional building of learning, growing the brain suddenly daily, and getting university and everything is creating high grades educated opinion of vegetable. I've seen that problem quite often. There's made many scientists We have seen on that when you use your mind, your brain, and the scientists and the scientists and the scientists and the scientists have shown that and the scientists and the scientists and the scientists and and the scientists have shown that and the scientists when you and the scientists have shown that when you use your mind, your brain will change. Alright, so that's the end of this 10 speaking video. Right, so bye guys, have a good day.